Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Goodness gracious me, good morning. 7 o'clock, 18 degrees outside. There's only so much of this I can take. Mornings at the Cabin. Ollie, Lekter, Wheeler on assignment at Area 51. Morning all. Did you like there how your headphones were absolutely where you expected them to be?
It's nice. It's the way I like it.
Yep.
Everything in its right place.
Remember to put those back with 30 seconds to go before the show. That's because we're managing an empire here, Scott.
Uh-huh.
There were 8 people in the building at one point yesterday.
Yeah, what is happening?
8 people, all just helping out. Not even any guests or anything. Just 8 people all getting on and doing stuff. We only really have 8 chairs. So
we need one more.
It's
we're one chair short.
We are in need of expansion.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Good for us. Good for us. I mean, most of those people were volunteers, and most of them were teenagers. So, we're essentially unpaid child labor, but
that's what we specialize in.
That's basically on such things most empires are built. One has to eventually get down to brass tacks.
All the great things in the past have been done on slave labor.
Not slave labor, I didn't go that far.
Oh, sorry.
Let's just pedal that back, shall we? Child labor I could live with. Slave labor, anyway. They love it. They like coming here. They got smiles on their faces. We get them to do interesting stuff. They were editing like Folk on the Rocks clips all yesterday. That's not that bad.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Life at the Cabin is pretty cool. That's where we're going with this. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about a contest we have coming up on Friday, which is also really cool. So you should stay tuned and hear a little bit about that.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
G'day, sunshine. Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin, the Beatles on Cabin Radio. And if you enjoyed a little bit of that, then you are going to want to be listening on Friday morning between 7 and 9, because in association with the Capitol Theatre, we have got 5 pairs of tickets to give away on Friday to the movie Yesterday, which is screening for just a week starting Friday right here in Yellowknife, which I've been really looking forward to seeing for ages. Lekter, how much do you know about this movie?
I mean, I know what the premise of it is. That's pretty much about it. I was thinking the other day, like just before you came to me, told me about this contest yesterday.
Like an excitable puppy.
Yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And like literally the day before that, it just kind of dawned on me. It's like, hey, that movie's out now. I wonder if we're going to get it here. And I hadn't really looked into it. And I was like, oh, lo and behold, here it comes.
The good old Yellowknife quandary with any movie that's released. Will it be released here?
Yeah.
Because they've only got 3 screens. There's only so much they can do.
Yeah.
But yes, Yesterday is coming for 1 week starting on Friday. We have got, as I said, 10 tickets, 5 pairs of tickets to give away on Friday morning. If you don't know the premise of the movie, the essential premise of it is that a gentleman wakes up one morning and discovers that he is the only person who remembers the Beatles in the world, and therefore starts writing their songs, with air quotes, basically just remembers the songs as best he can, and we follow his story from there as he basically pretends to be inventing Beatles songs that no one else seems to be able to remember.
Now, I wonder how deep they go into the reason for that. I wonder if it's like an alternate universe sort of thing, or, a Freaky Friday sort of thing, or if it's just human attention span has reached its limit. And it's just, nope, poof, Beatles are gone. Nobody remembers.
That is great. The human attention span has reached its limit. And so, therefore, something has to collectively fall out.
That's right.
And it's the Beatles.
Yeah, Elvis is already long gone.
What is the most expendable thing we have in collective human memory? You know what? They were great while they lasted, but we've all heard everything now.
Yeah, we're
the Beatles.
past it.
Done. Gone. And now we'll just rely on some other stuff. It's great.
Yeah. Great opportunity for this fellow.
Great opportunity for this guy. I mean, I would have picked some other stuff. I'm trying to think now. I don't know. I mean, there's already not many of them left. Pandas.
Yeah.
Well, there's
forget about pandas.
50 of them left in the world. Let's just forget about pandas.
You can't make money on pandas.
Maybe you can.
Maybe you can.
I think that's the problem. I think one of the problems with most of the rare animals in the world is that, turns out you can make money on them.
Not in a fun, happy-go-lucky way like you can on If the Beatles Never Existed and one person happens to remember them. It is a bit of an absurd premise, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. now that you point that out, I was just thinking we should forget about submarines. There's something that we don't really need.
Especially
they cost a lot of money.
Especially yellow ones.
Yellow ones. Yeah, you see, everything comes back to the Beatles. If we
Yeah.
forget about them, we get to forget about submarines. We get to forget about pandas. They're probably connected to the Beatles somehow. I don't know. But yeah, it's an absurd premise. But you know what? Some movies are.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to suspend belief sometimes.
I feel like the writers of yesterday would be like, oh, did you go to the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah.
And how were they for you? With the flying car and the train to a wizard's palace?
Well, and quite frankly, sometimes it does make for a better movie when the writers and that don't try to get too deep into like why this phenomenon has occurred. Did you ever see the movie Inception?
Yes.
Yeah, so the whole, you go into your dreams, and there's a whole bunch of, different standard rules of existing within a dream. Your body is just, like, hooked up to this machine. But that was what I thought was arguably the best thing about the movie, was they didn't go too deep into this dream machine and, like, how or why it works. Because it's like, if you try and go into that, it's just going to get messy, and it's not going to make sense, and it's going to ruin the illusion of the movie. Just accept that it is, and we can move forward.
Yeah, the charm of a movie where some guy tries his luck at pretending to be the Beatles because nobody else can remember them. The charm of that movie is not in the technical manifestation of why they should have occurred.
No.
It's in, like, how far does he go? Like, how does it work out for him?
Yeah, exactly.
And can everyone watch Ed Sheeran for an hour and a half?
Questionable.
We'll find out. James Corden's in it as well, and that's a little much. Ed Sheeran's one thing, James Corden's one thing.
We want people to want these tickets.
I really want to go see the movie. I'm hoping James Corden is a small part. It's got some great. It's got a lineup of like British actors that only really British people would know.
Isn't it so funny how James Corden is so popular in North America? But I've heard you talk about him before, and it's just I get the impression he is not super well liked in the UK.
I think the phrase is overexposed.
Gotcha.
I think there's just a little bit like he has been quite famous for quite a while now.
Okay.
I came to Canada and thought I got away, and he chased me down.
Okay.
So it's just, I think it's one of those where someone has dominated TV for so long.
Yeah.
That you're like, all right, we're probably done now.
Trying to think of someone like that in North America. I feel like it goes kind of in phases. There'll be like someone will have their day in the sun, like Kevin Hart. Had his day in the sun where he was in every movie that you saw released in a 3-month span, and then he kind of fell off the face of the earth, and then someone else had their cycle, and but. What was he famous for? Like talk shows, like he's doing now, like late night shows.
James Corden did a comedy sort of sitcom show. Called, and I can't believe this is escaping me. Gavin and Stacey.
Oh, okay.
Gavin and Stacey ran for a few years, about 2007 it started, and it was a British sitcom. Before which, as far as I know, he was pretty much barely known.
Okay,
and he did this TV show that became a hit. And Gavin and Stacey was a real, it was verging on being, as popular as Friends was in the UK.
Wow.
In terms of being something that just about everybody had at least seen some of.
Okay.
And so he was the comedy foil of that show. He was the main go-to for some laughs.
Yeah.
So that is how he became super famous.
Okay.
And then that translated into doing more talk shows in the UK, first as an actor and then doing his own bits himself.
Right.
Appearing in specials and one-offs and stuff. And then we punted him over to the States.
And then he wore his welcome. And
yeah, we got bored.
And as everything goes that's a hit in the UK, it's like, well, they'll love it in the States then.
Yeah, exactly. But this has got so it's got Ed Sheeran. It's got, what's his face, James Corden. Kate McKinnon is in this as well, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I didn't know she was in that.
No, right. I've had a very happy little peruse of the cast, and Kate McKinnon's in it as well. So it is coming to Young Life on Friday. We are going to have 5 pairs of tickets to this movie to give away. Stay tuned for that. That is very exciting, and I will definitely be in line to see Yesterday.
Cabin Radio's morning show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Lekter, Ollie, and Sarah's in studio as well. Morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
That's a healthy-looking beverage you got there. What are you drinking?
Green tea.
Very nice. So welcome along. With a little canoeing update here, because as you may have become aware, listening over the past week, one of the team goes canoeing or kayaking on a regular basis and gets a couple of hours of fresh air every night. Little expert, really. Could shoot stuff as well now. It's full on outdoorsman.
I'm really developing as a human being, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. It's sickening.
Maybe I'll learn to make my own food soon.
Meanwhile,
we need to talk about this. It's like a whole separate thing. Like, what things can you cook? We can save that.
Oh, no, we don't need
that.
to go into that. I mean, yeah, let's that's not interesting. Come on, guys.
good to know there may be a weakness over there. I, on the other hand, have spent all this week cooking my own stuff. So
Have you?
We could get onto that.
Oh.
I've decided, well, the perils, the relentless schedule of being a hardworking newsman
Yep.
in the 21st century does mean that I have tended so far this year to go on a this is not what I was going to talk about, but okay, here we go. I've been on a sort of a loop of Subway, A&W, Tim Hortons, the McDonald's drive-through, and a couple of other places.
All fine establishments.
All fine establishments. Well, clearly, because I enjoy eating there. That is the issue. And so I've just, rather than, there's barely any time in the day, it feels like. So I've just been buying food wherever I can find it.
Yeah.
And about 50 pounds later, have decided that maybe that's not the greatest strategy.
Yeah.
So loaded up the fridge and the pantry with good, healthy things. And I'm trying just to eat everything from home.
Well, look at you.
Get up and cook myself breakfast each morning.
Wow.
Make my lunch for the day ahead.
Did you make eggs?
Yeah.
I remember us talking about you making eggs in the morning, like several weeks ago. And you're like, it's just takes too long. Both Jesse and I were like, it takes like literally 5 minutes to make eggs.
But now, I'm genuinely getting up half an hour earlier to leave a half-hour slot.
Well, good for you.
To make myself some breakfast in the morning. Nice cooked breakfast. And then make myself a sandwich.
Very nice.
Bring in some fruit and everything. I've left some fruit lying around in the building here for myself so that I don't need to go out and snack on anything less healthy than that during the day.
Right.
And I got back in yesterday evening, tried a new way of cooking some veggies and decided it was really tasty compared to the old way of doing it that I've been doing before.
Okay.
And now really jazzed about that as well.
Hey.
And so, you know what? Yesterday was a good day.
Wow.
I would say for the first time in 2019, yesterday was a 100%. You could not point at anything I ate yesterday and say that was suspect.
Wow.
Now, the Diet Coke, on the other hand, that's a completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Kettle of aspartame fish. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Yeah, but you can't. What I've learned,
You
I think,
were away from that though for a while. Though.
but I looked at that and I kept on coming back to that as well. And what I've learned, you cannot change everything at once.
No,
Because if you try and do that, it's too much.
Yeah,
and you just
die.
You lose the that what
withdrawal.
I see.
Extreme withdrawal.
You're not helping anyone listening to this. Who's like, I'm going to make a change in my life. Okay.
Well, it's more about alcoholism, I guess.
Okay,
but,
the likelihood
that's
of,
not your issue.
If you're listening, the likelihood of you dying is relatively minimal. Baby steps is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Baby steps. So I'm going to switch the food
Better
out
advice.
first. Like, let's stop eating too much food out. Let's cook more food at home, and then let's worry about the Diet Coke and stuff like that later on. But let's at least get the food sorted first. So let's not be all like, oh, very good, because it's been 2 days.
You know what? You got to start somewhere.
And you got to start somewhere. So let's hope that keeps going. Meanwhile, though, you were out paddling again last night?
Yeah, this is a much less interesting story, actually. We went canoeing instead of
Look at you
kayaking.
guys.
Basically because I think we were starting to feel guilty about just leaving the dogs at home and neglecting them for our kayak adventures.
I see. I've been wondering. I thought the dogs were somehow coming out on these trips.
No, we would love to. They're just that. Jaya is actually okay in a kayak. If she's in a kayak with Nicole, she'll sit still and she'll be fine.
Oh, believe me,
Finnegan.
there was no doubt in anyone's mind for a second as to which dog was the
problem
issue.
dog was. Yeah, no question there. So we figured let's go for a canoe, and then we can have them both in the canoe, which brings on its own set of challenges. But we figured we'd give it a shot. So we took a canoe, borrowed Nicole's parents' canoe, brought it out to Madeline Lake, and brought the dogs out, strapped their little life jackets on, and put them in the canoe. And almost immediately regretted bringing them because they just
Sounds about right.
They just don't like to sit still in a canoe. And I'm sure you can figure out what challenge that poses.
Yeah.
When you got stuff in there that you don't want to get wet, you don't necessarily want to go for a swim before you're ready. And they're rocking it back and forth, and they're getting nervous, and they're
getting nervous. This boat's rocking back and forth. Yes, it's you.
So that was an adventure, getting out. I don't know if you've been on Madeline Lake very much. Have either of you spent much time out there?
Not just one paddle out there. Yeah.
So there's this really random where the boat launch is. If you head across the lake and to your left, there's this random just suspended dock that's just hanging out there in the rocks. I don't know that there's any like cabins beyond and behind it. It's just there's this dock and there's a little picnic table and it's kind of a great spot to go swimming. And Madeline Lake is a beautiful lake for swimming because it warms up a lot quicker than the other lakes. So, yeah. So it's yesterday being a extremely warm day. Decided to go out, went for a swim. It was beautiful. My second plunge off the dock, I forgot that I still had my sunglasses on my face. And now they are in their final resting place at the bottom of Madeline Lake.
How deep is it?
Oh, I have no idea. Okay. But I wasn't about to go find out.
Deep enough that we're not swimming down there to get those bad boys back.
Yeah, like I'm a decent swimmer. I'm not a confident swimmer to start plunging to the bottom of a lake to try and find I don't even know how much we sell these sunglasses for, so I don't want to sell them short.
Oh, cabin radio shades.
Yes, cabin radio shades.
Well,
yeah.
you said just cheap shades earlier. I should have realized that was a byword for cabin radio shades.
Reasonably priced sunglasses.
Easily one of my most terrifying things as a kid was the swimming lessons that we had at school.
Okay.
When I say swimming, not as in like learn to swim, but just swim class, I guess you would call it. As part of phys ed, they had an outdoor pool.
Whoa, bougie.
Incredible. You say that you're looking at me like that's a luxury thing.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of isn't.
Heard of that
not in Southwest England. It isn't. It's not like California where an outdoor pool is like constantly operating at like 30 degrees Celsius, and it's beautiful, and you just lounge around in it. No, this was just a regular school pool that happened to be outdoors in like the fall. So now you're talking like it's 7 degrees and raining lightly, and you're in an outdoor pool that is at best 15 degrees.
Well, the water could warm you up at that point.
Oh, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. And they do these things. They drop a brick to the bottom.
Oh.
And then you'd have to dive down and try and get it.
Okay.
It was just hell.
And how deep was that?
It's probably about 6-7 feet at the time. But when you're
7 feet,
when you're
you could like reach down while standing up almost to grab that brick.
Sure could if you're an adult. If you're 9, it's a little trickier.
All right, fair enough.
So as a 9-year-old being sort of sent down to the deep end to try and get that brick, I pieced out of swimming at that point, and yeah, basically never to return to the sport of swimming.
Are you a confident swimmer? No, Sarah.
Kind of. I don't know.
Semi.
I used to go swimming all the time in Fort Smith.
Okay, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I would go do laps at lunch.
Okay, yeah.
I think that ship just sailed.
Well,
that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, I did laps at lunch. No, never mind.
Oh, no, I didn't do that. Yeah. I mean,
we went swimming. We went to the beach all the time in the evenings in the summers.
Okay, yeah. See, I mean, I can jump into a lake and be, confident, like just wading around, treading water. Like I can do that, and I'm fine. If I was in like any kind of rough water, I would get a little bit nervous. But did you take swimming lessons as a kid? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
we had to.
Was it the color badges?
We did like the Red Cross level 1 to 12.
Okay.
And then I think it switched over just to be levels 1 to 10, and I was quite disappointed because I ended up doing like level 10 multiple times.
Oh really?
From the old level and the new level.
Do you still think that's about the level you're at?
No. I
didn't end up doing like the Bronze Cross or whatever they're called.
Oh my God! Yeah. How are you not confident?
I don't know. I'm just not.
That's a broader psychological issue, Scott.
Oh my God! Like I made it to so in my swim lessons there was like basically level 1 was like your orange badge, level 2 was your red badge. I failed level 2 because I couldn't float.
Oh. Meanwhile, over here, Sarah has a PhD from Harvard in swimming.
Yeah, but okay.
Like,
still not very good.
I'm just not sure.
Well, you want to go get my sunglasses?
No.
No, okay.
Scenes on the cabin.
FBI, come out of the bathroom. Step out of the bathroom. Hands on your head.
That's the new IBM Selectric. You can change the print type in 5 seconds.
Shut up.
He's got over 200 checks here. even as a little payroll envelope.
Drop it.
Relax. You're late, all right? My name's Allen, Barry Allen, United States Secret Service. Your boy just tried to jump out the window. My partner has him in custody downstairs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You think the FBI are the only ones on this guy? Come on, he's dabbling in government checks here. We've been following a paper trail on this guy for months now. Hey, do you mind taking that gun out of my face? Please, really, it makes me nervous.
Let me see some credentials.
Yeah, sure. Take my whole wallet. You want my gun too? Come over here and take my gun. Hey, just do me a favor. Look out the window. My partner's walking him to the car as we speak. Poor guy almost pissed in his pants when we walked through the door. Jumped right through the window onto the hood of my car. Hey, Murph, call the LAPD again. I don't want people walking through my crime scene.
I didn't expect the Secret Service on this.
Don't worry about it. What's your name?
Carl Amready.
Well, tough luck, Carl. 5 minutes earlier and you would have landed yourself a pretty good caller.
Is that right? 10 seconds later and you would have been shot. Mind if I come downstairs with you? I got to take a look at this guy.
Sure thing. Just do me a favor. Sit tight for a second while I get this evidence downstairs. I don't want some maid walking through here and making the bed. LAPD should be here any sec.
Wait, your wallet.
You hold on to it. I trust you.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guest to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including Zehabesha, Main Street Pizza, the Woodyard Eatery, Copper House Restaurant, and Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Things have escalated quickly in Studio One. Just moments ago, we were talking about swimming and how there are varying degrees of confidence, not necessarily equating to degrees of skill in the studio. I am not a great swimmer. I mean, I can bob up and down in the general direction of a tide. That's about as good as that's going to get. Lekter is sort of like, I could swim. Yeah, don't ask too much of me, but I can swim. Sarah's like, well, I'm just not very confident, except I'm the best swimmer in the Northwest Territories. So,
Did not say
swimmer,
that.
ridiculously modest.
yeah. Okay, so we've established there are varying degrees of swimming ability. Can someone explain to me how this has now become you two jumping off the Yellowknife River Bridge tomorrow morning live on the air? Because that's what we're going to do! Scott and Sarah are going to jump off the Yellowknife River Bridge tomorrow morning, around about 7:40, live on the air. How did this happen?
Well, what else is there to do, right?
What, to prove that you're not great at swimming?
Scott's idea.
Nuts.
Kinda
Quite
sounded like
bad, mind. Right? And isn't that always the way bad ideas start? This idea kind of sounded like fun. No, I think it's a great idea, though. It's always one of those things where, you know, we've talked about the things you need to do to become an official Yellowknifer. It's always changing. It's always evolving. But I feel like one of the kind of consistent ones is the Yellowknife River Bridge jump. And
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Okay.
5 years after the fact. So I think it's time.
We're going to do this on the air. Well, that's very exciting.
Well, may as well, right?
So we're going to get thousands of dollars worth of radio equipment wet. That's exciting. So 7:40-ish, I think, tomorrow morning. We'll film this as well. Don't worry. I will be here in the studio. Someone has to operate the equipment. Oh,
Shoot, eh?
rats. I
Aw.
drew that short straw. Shucks.
We can trade if you'd like.
Listen, this is the first time that something completely bat excrement crazy has happened on this radio station that I
no,
have
it's
not
not.
had to do.
Oh, I see. Or deal with in
Yeah.
some way. Yeah,
Usually it's on my shoulders somehow. Some nutso thing like jiu-jitsu's happening and like, oh, we're going to go snowboarding at 5 minutes notice. There you go, down the hill. Good luck. Don't break a rib.
Well,
Okay,
don't get-
well, when the Joint Task Force guys jump through the hole in the ice in like January again, you can go.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that one's on you.
that
Ollie.
one's on me. Great. So to be clear, when we're jumping into water in summer, it's everyone else. When we're jumping into it and it's -40, it's me. Great.
Well, don't get too confident. It might still be on you. We'll see. We'll see how if it comes back to you or not.
So yes,
I
tomorrow.
mean, you let it happen.
I see.
We all know you're running the ship.
No, I think you'll find if you look in AJ's office, he has very diligently stapled his new supervisor certificate to the wall. He is very proud of that supervisor training.
So he can drive us out. He can watch it all happen.
Yeah, I don't
And
have
then you're
supervisor
I think we
training.
shouldn't tell him that it's happening because he's going to be like, this is like an OHS like hazard.
Oh.
Have you noticed how we're broadcasting this on live radio?
Yeah, it might be-
He's not in town.
I know that often the WSCC is not credited with the greatest of insights, and I feel like even they, listening to a radio show in which this is being described, would be able to figure out if we say very loudly and clearly, 2 of us are jumping off the Yellowknife River Bridge at 7:40 tomorrow morning. Even the WSCC ought to be able to cotton on to that one.
Yeah, maybe we should have rethought that.
No,
That's not a requirement of the job or anything. We just want to do it.
Cabin Radio does not endorse in any way, shape, or form the following activities. The following activity is should not be attempted at home or indeed at a river. I mean, obviously, don't try it at home because you don't have a river in your living room.
Yeah, maybe we should give that disclaimer before we take the old heave-ho off the bridge.
Do not try this at home. Where do you live that you have a river with a bridge?
Yellowknife.
All right. Well, tomorrow morning, 7:40. Don't miss it on Cabin Radio. The audio experience that is 2 people jumping off a bridge into a river. I imagine it will just hear the faintest of splashes, and then 15 minutes later, when we're next on the air, we'll let you know how everyone's doing.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Now, let us see if we can cross live to Area 51 and see if we can track down someone who has been missing from your airwaves this week. And I know we've had a lot of correspondence from people demanding to know where this person is. Mr. Jesse Wheeler, how's Area 51 looking?
Ollie, the scene here is chaotic. There are at least 25 people standing here with me, waiting to rush the gate. I think we were all expecting a few more people here. I mean, this is what we expected when we sent me down here, that I would be a correspondent to at least 100.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, that's ominous.
Look at that, 15 seconds
They are
in. They
getting
picked him
ready.
up. Oh, he's back. He's gone.
Huh?
It's understandable that, with so many people, all 25 of them storming Area 51, that there would be some signal issues. Mr. Wheeler, if you could still hear us, I don't know if you're being escorted away by security right now. I don't know if they may have taken your phone away from you. I can hear fighting, scuffling noises in the background there. There he is. I think you're back.
I think I'm currently being shuttered into a bus of some kind, and it's completely blacked out. I am completely in the dark right now. There are
Not for the first time.
here with me.
Oh my God, what was that?
It is. It's a little chaotic down here right now. The desert is hot. People are ready to run. I'm being probed.
So it's an organized event.
Well, this is how you check in. You be probed, and then you Naruto run towards the gates.
Right. Have you perfected your Naruto run?
Well, I wasn't expecting to run at all. I was here to just simply report on the thing, and now apparently I'm participating, and I just want to say, if I don't return, take care of my dog.
Oh, so you've approached this the way you've approached the Cabin Radio slow pitch season all year long, where I didn't actually want to participate. I thought I'd just sign up and maybe show up once in a while.
I have participated in 2 of our 3 wins. All right.
We have 6 wins now. Just
6
saying.
wins? What happened?
D Division has been a blessing, let me tell you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it, because I don't know if I'll be back from this.
Oh, come on now.
They are fully prepared for this run, and people are stretching. I've been stretching my quads just right now, just kind of getting ready for a full-on attack. And
Yeah, how long do you think your knees are going to be good for there? Do you think you're going to make it more than 50 meters?
No, I don't. As a matter of fact, it's a lot of uneven terrain here. It's very hot. It's very hot, and I have not had enough water. there are, like I said, a lot of really keen people here, and they want answers. And we've been told repeatedly that there are none, but apparently we're going for it anyway. We're going for it! Yeah, we're going for it! It's a lot of uncontrolled people here.
I bet at the very least you're getting some good hacky sack games in, though.
You know, I can't hack. I never could.
Never can. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm terrible at it. So I've kind of been ostracized from the community a little bit. Kind of on the outside looking in. But you know what? I think the run is, it looks like we're going for it. It looks like we're going for it. First wave, anyway.
Okay.
All right.
We wish you all the best. We'll try and catch up with you on the other side. I feel like that could be quite a literal other side, to which, only Ouija boards will allow us to communicate with you, but we'll give it a go.
Hello.
Jesse.
Oh, God, it's begun.
Speak to us, Jesse.
Oh, that's it. He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh, no.
That is the beating pulse of a Skype account that has been severed forever. Well, Mr. Wheeler, we wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Godspeed, Jesse.
Maybe he will become the only man to see the insides of Area 51, but I fear it shan't be for long. Jesse Wheeler, 1980-something to 2019?
Yeah, 80-something.
80-something. All right. Well, I, for one, welcome our new morning show overlords.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.